So yeah, fascinating tournament, like a big struggle. And I remember many of the generation to come, they were still quite young.
Yeah.
Because I remember one of the guys who was admiring the play was chess, nonsense, and analysis.
Yes, Watu, here we are again. What are we looking at today?
Yeah, well, today we're talking about a good friend of mine, grandmaster Igors Rausis. And yeah, I guess, because of the topic, basically what happens afterwards, it's not such a jolly one, let's put it that way, today. But yeah, I'll just give a background story, and yeah, let's see where it takes us.
Okay, sounds good. I mean, I think chess. We know chess has got its interesting stories, as we can say. It doesn't always have a great theme along the way or ending, but we will see where it takes us. And you can go ahead.
Let's hear. Well, basically, the story begins in 1999. I played a tournament in Portugal,
okay.
in Lisbon, the Lisbon Open, and actually it was a very good tournament for me. I played Igors Rausis in round 7. I don't remember who I played in round 8, but in round 9 I played against international master Frois from Portugal.
Okay.
And I managed to beat him as well in the last round. So yeah, I found myself amongst prize winners. Nice. I was shared third in a strong tournament, many GMs. So it was a very successful tournament. I mean, in any of those tournaments internationally, if you manage to win prize money, it's normally a very good.
Yes.
You normally played very well. So yeah, it's one of those tournaments. So basically, round 7, I played against Igors Rausis. So Grandmaster Rausis is from Latvia, and Latvia is famous for Michal Tal.
Yes,
the
magician.
Tal is from Latvia, and then after Tal, the next wave of players who came from Latvia were playing similar to Tal's style was Shirov and Shabalov, but more Shirov.
Yes.
Yeah, and so Rausis was from Latvia, and I played him in the 7th round, and it was a very interesting game. And but what I remember afterwards, we analyzed the game, and he was just a very it's rare when you have players who lose a game, because of course we all know after you lose a game it's not so easy, right? But he was actually very warm. We talked, and every time we got a chance we kind of like talked. I mean, he was someone who was very friendly, very warm person.
Okay.
And so that's when I first met him in over the board in the game that I'm going to show afterwards. And then the next time I met him was actually very interesting. It was in 2001. And in 2001, I was now playing a tournament in Cairo, in Egypt.
Okay.
And playing the African Individual Championship. And in that tournament, I played very well as well. In the end, I tied first with Grandmaster Hamdoushi from Morocco.
Oh, okay. 2001,
very well in that tournament.
Okay,
so,
nice.
Yeah, this phase was actually like sort of results-wise. I was playing, I was getting a lot of very good results.
Yes.
This time,
you are saying you saw Rausis here again, but I mean, this is African Individuals. He's from Latvia, so what's happening? Why are you seeing him?
Yeah. It's actually like a funny story, because we actually went on an outing to the pyramids. So there we are, the pyramids, looking at the pyramids, going inside the pyramids, fascinating. And then along there, I sort of bump into Rausis, right, just like that.
Okay.
And I say, I like sort of say to him, yeah, but I mean, Igor, what are you doing here?
Yes, yes.
Yes, I wasn't expecting to see him there because okay, it's African individual. I mean, it's the strongest players from Africa, right?
Yeah.
And I had not seen him during the event, so he wasn't at the tournament hall or anything. And actually, it turns out that he was at the same hotel as us. But okay. So he says, no, I'm here. I'm coaching 2 youngsters. And I say, you're coaching 2 youngsters? I say, yeah. The Egyptian Federation has got me over, and I don't know for how long, but he's been working with these 2 youngsters.
Right.
And so I
they
say,
of course playing in this tournament, perhaps. These 2 youngsters are playing. They are playing in the event.
No, they are not playing. Oh, okay. They are unknown.
Okay.
Completely unknown. Okay. That time they are not strong enough to play for Egypt.
I
mean, they are just sort of youngsters, yeah. Okay. And so, so I ask him, yeah. So how are they? I mean, that's like or normally if someone says they're coaching somebody, will ask, okay, so how's your student? I mean, promising, whatever, And he says, yeah, too early to tell, but okay. I don't know, we'll see. He wasn't sure. Like, all right, And so later on, it turns out that the 2 youngsters were actually Ahmed Adli and Bassem.
Bassem, okay. Interesting.
So
what? I mean, you can't ask for better students, eh?
No, in retrospect, you can't ask for better students. But
yeah.
I guess during the time, it's not easy to tell, right?
Yes.
So anyway, so I met him there in Cairo, and then afterwards we start talking again. I mean, and then he tells me, no, I'm at this. I said, no, we're the same hotel, blah blah blah. So actually, in a few rounds, that was actually a very important meetup for me, because what actually happens is that in a few rounds, because I was playing a number of critical rounds,
Okay.
I had to play like a couple. I mean, I remember I played like a couple of Egyptians along the way, as you can imagine. I played 2 IMs. I remember then I played Abdel Nabi. It was like a 24-40, 24-45 IM.
Yeah.
And then I played against Labib. There was a guy called Labib.
Okay.
And okay, I played Amdushi and all the other guys. But I remember like, it's always, when you've prepared, you're not sure what to play. You've got this option and that option. And so I went to him because I already, I knew where he was. And I said, hey, man, I've got this option here and there. And he helped a lot.
Okay.
Because, just said, okay, because you're already prepared, but you just want like a soundboard. And someone says, yeah, I'm not so sure about this because of that, but I think this one is the way to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
it's helpful when you have that for confidence and
yes.
and everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that was actually a very nice, encounter. And then like in other,
like you said, Watu, then you ended like joined first in that same event.
I did.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. So it was actually I won it on Buchholz.
You won it on Buchholz. Okay, nice.
Yeah, I won it on Buchholz. And then
tell me, just for interesting, are these games can one search these games? Can I go into the database and find them? Nice.
But the Egyptian Championship, the African Individual 2001 should be on the database.
Beautiful. Okay, I'm definitely checking that out after this. Okay.
Yeah. So fascinating tournament, like big struggle. And I remember many of the generation to come, they were still quite young.
Yeah.
Because I remember one of the guys who was admiring the play was Kwaze. You know,
Okay.
I am was
Robert, yes.
became, of course, very strong later on, and he won the African individual at some
Yes.
point.
Yeah.
But he was playing, you know, like they were. I think the top boards had demo boards that were being followed. You know,
Okay.
so the other players could also follow the boards. You know, like how they, you know,
yes.
yeah. So he was saying, "Oh wow, gee whiz," you know what I mean? He was like, you know, he wasn't on the top boards. He was on the bottom boards.
They should bring that back, like these demo boards. I mean, so cool. And
yeah. And actually
nowadays.
in some Olympiads they are there, right? Electronic. You know, you play and then you look up, you see like the very top board, you see Russia, India, China playing. You know, so yeah, it's always very interesting, of course. And I think it's mainly for the audience. And you know, so yeah, in Egypt they had an audience. There were that some guys who could come in and they were following the games. And you know, so very interesting. And then I met him afterwards, but I never really got a chance to talk much with him because he was a coach in various Olympiads. And when I saw him, it was like you know, just before the game or you know, having finished. So and you know, in some of the Olympiads, it became more and more difficult to sort of meet, you know, because of the distance, right?
Yeah.
It's really funny because in earlier Olympiads, the venues are always almost like, you know, one venue almost, or very close to the hotels were close to each other. You could also like socialize and see many of your friends, you know, from other countries. But in I think it's maybe just the economic conditions, I guess, around the world becoming tougher, and you know, it's becoming more and more expensive, I guess, and more difficult to organize. Because in the last Olympiads, it's just been distance. You know, it's always the distance, so it takes out the social part of things. You know, because you cannot really meet up with the guys and talk a lot, you know.
Yeah, I get
and
you.
Remember that I think the tournament, the Olympiad we're in Batumi was incredible. I mean, we were like an hour or so away from everyone.
that was rough. Yeah, that was
not
easy
yeah.
to handle.
And in Chennai, okay, we're very nice hotel and stuff, but we're also quite far away from everyone. We had to pass. So you know, it's recent Olympiads has been like that.
It's been the case, yeah.
Yeah, so I bumped into him in a few Olympiads here and there. He changed countries and was actually now from the Czech Republic, I think.
Okay.
And yeah, so you know, it was actually 2019. Before that, I was just following his results. You know, like just following everyone's results. You know, some results will catch your eye if it's either very good or very bad or whatever. But I mean, I was following his results. He was doing very well for a while. I mean, winning many events, and his rating shot up to like, because it was always around 2,500, 2,530.
Okay.
And he shot up at one stage to 2,650. Around there.
Okay.
And it was going up, and then he shot up to 2,680. Even.
Okay. Almost getting to Super GM now.
Yeah. I mean, he was already in the like top 100. He was, but it wasn't. And he was already slightly older, like in his 50s. But it wasn't something impossible, because there's been some players who did this. I mean, okay, the legendary Watu Kobese, of course, but there was also this guy, Granda Zuniga.
Okay.
And Granda.
Okay.
Some country in South America, I don't know, Peru, I think, something. But he also was sort of, for many, he was over 2,600, I think it was 2,610 or something. And then when he was over 50, he got to 2,700 at one stage. He was playing very well, and so it's nothing really out of the ordinary, you know. And but then unfortunately, you know, there was this case where Igor was caught in a tournament in Strasbourg in France, in 2019, and he was caught cheating.
Oof.
Using his cell phone, and sure, I mean, for me, it was like sort of, I don't know, to describe it, it was actually very sad, just knowing the guy. I mean, very, very warm guy, very nice guy, and very rational guy, And so, my first thoughts, of course, I mean, it was like, I was sort of saddened. Whole situation is bad in itself, but then you think, okay, it happens to it like character-wise. I mean, to a nice guy, sort of, And so I was thinking, yeah, maybe, I don't know the background, but in my mind, I probably thought that maybe something must have gone wrong, financially or whatever, and he was sort of. Maybe he felt that he was forced to
trying to find a way.
Cheat.
Okay.
Because I cannot see. I mean, from that's why I'm painting this picture of the person I knew before. I can't see him doing that, like without provocation, so to speak. So and then I don't know, but he also is late. Yeah, he passed away at some point. Yeah, may his soul rest in peace. So yeah, very warm memories of my time I spent with him. But this, as I say, I don't even know how to feel about it. But for me, more. Okay, of course, what he did is not great. I mean, it's not good at all. Cheating, of course.
Yeah, of course.
But I still feel, a little saddened, that he felt he was compelled to go that route,
Yeah.
So that's that. But
okay.
Let's jump into the game. Sorry, yeah.
No, a bit of a sad ending there, but we won't know what the conditions were there. But you say you have a game for us between the two of you.
I played a game round 7 in Portugal, and against Igors Rausis, and very important game because in all open tournaments the last 3 rounds are always the key rounds. 7, 8, 9. If you score well there, if you normally get like 2.5 out of 3 or 2 out of 3, you are doing very well.
You are in there,
prize wise. So it was a key game for me, and let's have a look at the game. So let's get into the game. I was playing with the white pieces.
Okay.
I play e4, play c5. This was a surprise for me because he normally was choosing like some G6 systems and stuff. So I was surprised that but I think he also felt that it was a critical round. He wanted to probably play for a win.
Yeah.
So, okay, we go into the dragon. Another surprise.
Okay.
And actually, this variation for me, I was always happy to meet the dragon. And it's because I've been working so much on the dragon because there were so many players in South Africa who were playing it, and then then at some point there was Daniel Quadri and Nicholas van der Nat.
Yeah,
they were playing. They were playing many opens in South Africa. I used to play against them a lot, and they were playing the dragon. So I was really sort of
tuned into this.
I had some weapons,
Yeah.
I had some weapons, and so I played here Queen D2, and then I played a sideline with G4.
Interesting.
Yeah, but this line, I think the best response. He played Bishop D7.
Bishop E6, right?
Is Knight takes D4. I think.
Knight takes D4 immediately.
I think it's Knight takes D4. Bishop takes D4. Bishop E6.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yes.
I see.
something like this, and then h4, d5.
I've got a feeling it might be bishop e6 straight away, though. I got a feeling.
Yeah, exactly. You know what?
Yeah.
Now you are right. Actually, it's bishop e6 straight away.
Yeah, there's some nuance here. If white long castles first, then you take on b4
yes.
and
I
bishop
remember.
e6.
Knight takes e6, also f e6. I think there was a knight takes e6, f e6, bishop c4, queen c8,
queen c8,
things like this.
Yeah.
There
Black
was a game by Aronian.
Yeah,
there was an Aronian game he lost with the black pieces.
I think Wayne Jones also did some work on this for black. I don't know if he has. He might have some books on it as well.
Yeah. Definitely. Okay. Actually, I played against Wayne Jones, something similar in the SA Open. Yeah, I lost that game. I was white, yeah.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah. So, but this time, okay, g4, he played bishop d7. I played h4 because, and then knight e5, I played bishop e2.
Yeah.
To overprotect f3. Then I'm ready to play h5. He plays b5, h5. He plays b4, knight d5. So we're playing very logically, direct.
Yep.
Both. And then he surprised me by this move e6. But I think the concept is probably not so accurate. I'm not so sure. I took. And then I played, of course, his main idea is that bishop g5 is not possible because then he will play knight d3 check. Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
And if I play queen takes d3, he will take on g5. Otherwise, if bishop takes d3, he will play queen takes d4.
Yeah.
And then already one can see the diagonals, it could get dangerous for white. Hence, I played bishop h6. So he took. And then plays queen g7, so I come back. So I felt that here actually, the danger always is that black can checkmate you, yeah, on the queen side. It's actually very rare in the dragon that you get to checkmate black because this fianchetto is very resilient. You actually never get to checkmate.
Yeah.
But so the thing is, you always have to manage positions. It's always about the transition, I feel, of position. From one position like you are trying to attack, but then you transition to a better middle game here or there, So So here, exactly. So here I felt that positionally I'm doing very well. He's got some weaknesses and it looks very difficult for him to organize a play. So he plays rook c8. I took on g6 and then I castled long. I'm already very comfortable in this position. I mean, the queen has got the task of defending, which is not always what you're looking for.
Exactly.
Plays knight c4. I grab, and then I play queen h2. So I'm helped by the fact that the rook on a8 is not protected. This helps for a long time. Yeah. So rook takes d4 is not going to be possible because I will play rook takes d4, queen takes d4, queen h7 check.
Queen h8, right?
And then queen h8 check, yeah. And then I will pick up the rook afterwards.
Nice.
And also, I mean, if we think about, like, let's say if black plays rook c8, possibly I can play queen takes d6, yeah. This should be looking
holding
good.
Everything together nicely somehow, right? Knight on
yeah. Sort of holding and
nice.
Yeah. Should be fine. Should be fine for black.
For white.
Excuse me, for white.
Yeah.
So he plays e5. First and foremost, I'm very happy to see this move because it blocks the queen.
Queen is out of the game.
But I think
now,
he missed knight f5 somehow. Because I remember when I played knight f5, he was sort of visibly shocked, But knight f5.
Not a move you want to miss over there. It's a bone crusher, that one. Yeah.
No, but it was like just some slip. Because immediately when I played knight f5, I think he realized that he's now in serious trouble, yeah?
Yeah.
Because the problem again is that rook. I mean, if you play g takes f5, I just simply take. And now I'm threatening rook g1. And then if you play king f8, again, queen h8. And then again, I take a8, right? So it's relatively straightforward, really. So he plays bishop takes pawn, gf, rook c8, rook d2, king f8. So now he's trying to run rook g1. So now got a very nice attack. But still, the position is still very solid, still very difficult to knock black out. He finds this very strong move, g5. Rook takes g5, queen f6. And I must get my king to safety. d5. And right here, I find quite a nice shot with f6. Queen takes f6, and now I play rook b5. So now, I mean, I'm threatening his king, and the key thing is that his rooks are not coordinating. So I'm threatening rook b7 and then rook g8.
Yeah.
So he plays rook c7, grab the pawn, which was very important. Rook there, and then I take rook e5, queen e5 here now. But he's still not really dead. But we reached this position here, c4, and I remember he was in terrible time trouble here.
Okay.
Check. Again, the problem is these rooks are not
working well together. Yeah.
Are not working well together. Yeah.
Not a lot of pawns left either.
Roundabout here, I think he actually sort of lost on time or something. But even then, I mean, the position is very difficult because the rooks. I mean, you cannot afford to lose f7, right?
Yes.
Because if you lose f7, then it's easy. Yeah, I think the position is just very difficult.
Yeah.
For black to hold, almost impossible. Yeah.
It's a nice game over there. That transition is not easy to do, eh? I think that one can be difficult sometimes, especially for the youngsters without the experience. It can be difficult to change your mindset from attacking. I want to go checkmate you to let's squeeze you on your weaknesses here. So nicely executed.
Absolutely.
Over there.
Yeah, like just when you're mentioning that, there's like a relatively modern idea that I saw, but it's not that. It's quite rare, but to push the pawn to h5 and then to h6.
Like Alpha Zero with them, like those type of.
Yes.
Yeah.
To push the pawn to h6 and then as a transition, because then if it reach an end game, you may get mating nets, with the king on g8 and pawn on h6, white pawn on h6, and just interesting that
Watu, thanks so much for sharing this one. Interesting stuff. And to me, you mentioned that there were a couple of SA players that played the Dragon. I myself also was part of that fan zone over there with the Sicilian Dragon. Can't say that I was the most successful player in that. And I have to ask the question, though, just to end off this session. Is the Sicilian Dragon refuted or not?
No, it's definitely not. It's still alive. I mean, I still play the Dragon, but the Dragon is one of those openings that I think is proving to be more and more difficult to play. Not because theoretically there's something wrong with it, but just simply because there's so much theory that you need to know. Yes, and all the lines. So the line, if white does not play bishop c4, if white castles early, or long castles, right? You really have to know your stuff. And then if white plays bishop c4, again, there's a lot that you need to have memorized.
Almost like if you are struggling to be a good chess player, like being a Sicilian Dragon player on its own it's a faculty on its own there.
No, definitely. So but now it's proving. You don't know how many times I've wanted to play the Dragon, and I've prepared, and then there's this line, and then that. So I you look and say, okay, I have to look at this and this and this and this and that. I know that, but I still have to review it, to revise it.
Yeah.
And then I think, no, that's too much work. I'm not gonna play that. Let me look for something else. I've done that so many times.
Now, you know what I did is when I was still playing in junior nationals and stuff, there was this one guy that seemed to seem to know what to do against the dragon. And I kept on studying my dragon lines the whole year. And then when it comes to nationals, then I get him and then he punishes me. And then I lose a quick game. And then I go home and I go study. Then the next year, then I get him again. And then I think I've solved it. And then he punishes me again. Of course, this is a good friend of mine, Matthew Yonka. And then after the second or third time, I just decided, you know what? I'm going to switch. I want to play normal chess. So I don't want to lose quickly. Let me play a normal game of chess. So yeah, that's
exactly.
That was my romance with the Sicilian dragon. But yeah, anyways.
Exactly.
But yeah, thanks Watu for sharing this today. Is that enough nonsense for today?
That's enough nonsense for today. Yeah. So,
all right.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks everyone for watching. If you liked what you've seen, don't forget to like and share and subscribe and press that notification button and all of that. And see you next time, guys. Cheers.